go live, and we are live.
I'm Red Mike, baby.
Red Mike.
All right.
We're live. A few minutes late, but we're live. We're 12:04. No, it's not 12:04. 7:04.
Yeah.
Usually go live at like 7:02, but it's okay.
Kirby Center.
Who?
There's the what's it? Ashbury Hall and the Kirby Center.
Okay.
On Friday.
USA Classic Radio Theater. USA Classic Radio Theater. 2021 was a good year for the Rolling Stones. There are no spring chickens, but those Rolling Stones had the biggest tour of 2021.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe it.
It wasn't a good year for the Rolling Stones. Charlie Watts died.
Yeah, but he was out anyway.
That's according to Billboard, which
he was sick. They,
box office chart and says the Rolling Stones No Filter tour was the year's biggest moneymaker.
Really?
Rigged in over $72 million. Green Day's tour came in second, making over $67 million on the road, while Harry Styles came in third.
A lot of people still like the Rolling Stones.
As for the Stones, it's unclear if they're going to tour again. Bass player Daryl Jones posted Wednesday he's looking forward to the next tour. For USA Radio News,
I think they should still tour. Yeah.
The National
I think they should still tour.
A blizzard warning for mountains on Hawaii's Big Island.
And do albums. Do albums. I mean,
12 inches or more of snow.
I think that's fine.
In effect through Sunday morning.
I mean, it wouldn't be the same without Charlie Watts, but
it's acoustic art tuner, but that's all right. It doesn't have to be
they should still record and tour if they really want to do that.
But not unheard of.
Yeah. Electric art tuner is Cincinnati.
For USA Radio
They're close now.
Brad Bernards.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
Good morning, Mike.
Hey, Joey,
You're a Red Mike, correct? All right, we're good
What's
here.
happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news.
What's going on?
Middleboro News.
That's
Here
going
on AM 1530 WBBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
My mic together here. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Middleboro in Review. Today is the 5th of December, 2021. The first Sunday in December. The final month of the year. We'll be in 2022 very soon. We're going to say good morning to Don.
Good morning, Joe.
How are you doing on this fine, kind of cold, it's 33 degrees right now, but kind of cold December 5th day?
We're going to rephrase that. Good morning, Joey. I'm all right. We're doing all right. We drove in, got our iced coffees, of course, and you commandeered the radio.
Yeah.
Of course. It's my radio. It's my truck, but it's a dictatorship when it comes to you and the music, so I just have to go along for the ride. But you were playing an interesting album this morning. Tell me a little bit about it.
I was. So, we will. 1 second. We're going to do the news. We're going to do not the news. We're going to do the weather real quick to get that out of the way first. 31 degrees in Middleboro right now. 47 for the high today. It's going to be kind of a cold one, but tomorrow the temperature will be 61. So temperature is still up there in December here in Middleboro and Taunton in this area. It will rain tomorrow, though. Usually during the winter, when it gets up to these kinds of temperatures, it's never sunny. It rains. I don't understand why, but that's fine. Every time you get like a 60-degree day, it rains, but that's fine. We might be seeing some snow later on in the week, or maybe some mix. on Wednesday. 38 degrees for the high on Wednesday, 25 for the low. So temperature is definitely where it needs to be for that. 33 degrees in Taunton currently. 67 degrees in Driscoll, Texas, with it being foggy outside. 87 for the high today. So it is still very nice. We're going to... Driscoll, Texas is going to see 90 by the end of the week. 91 on Friday in December. That's pretty good. And in Driscoll, North Dakota, 27 degrees. And tonight's low, Don, get ready for this. Negative 3. -3. So that cold weather, that cold night, the cold night weather in North Dakota is coming. Starts tonight. All right, so the album in question that we were talking about, we were listening to a couple of one particular song off of the album Innuendo by Queen, which is their final album. The song we were listening to was The Hitman, which is one of their heaviest songs that they've ever recorded. Really good song. And the reason why this album for me is my favorite Queen album. And the reason it is how they were able to record it and what Freddie Mercury was going through at the time. And he still put out a fantastic album. I think this album is amazing. There's not one bad song on it. He was 9 months away from death from respiratory infection caused from AIDS. He had AIDS, and he was 9 months away from death. And he recorded one of Queen's best records. What he was able to do on that album, The Show Must Go On. I heard that was done in one take. Just a lot of great songs on that album. Headlong is another good song on that album as well. And again, what he was able to do. He had declining health caused from AIDS, and he was able to put out a fantastic album, and he sounds amazing on that album. He really does. And there's some other examples of musicians being in bad health and putting out fantastic albums. Dio's last album from his band, Heaven and Hell, with Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Vinny Appice. He was a couple of months or so from him passing away from stomach cancer. But not even a year after that album came out, he was gone. Bruce Dickinson in Iron Maiden. During the Book of Souls recording, he had, I think it was throat cancer or tongue cancer, something like that. So
he didn't know it either.
He didn't know it, yeah. He didn't know that either. So this album is a really good album, and everyone should definitely check it out. Definitely recommended. Queen, Innuendo. It was released February 4th, 1991.
Oh, that's my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Recorded
from March 1989 to November 1990 in London, and also in the Mountain Studios there in Montreux, Switzerland. A lot of history with rock and roll in Montreux, Switzerland.
Everyone knows the song by Deep Purple, "Smoke on the Water." They mentioned Montreux and the studio burning down, and that's what the song was about. So I think a lot of people played there. It was I guess it was like a resort area.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's my music recommendation for today.
The reason I think that particular song and the liking to it is because Freddie Mercury knew he was dying, and to put the last final product of his career and but it's not just your career, it's your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can see people wrapping up, retiring, or doing a final album, and then living a few more years or even a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew. I mean, he struggled through the recording sessions.
He did.
Freddie Mercury,
yes,
and
he
it's
did.
and he could have just gave up. But Freddie Mercury Queen is excellent band.
Yes.
Amazing band, and he had to put the all into it. So just normal circumstances, normal singing would have been tough enough, but he had to make it. He had to put the Queen stamp of approval on it.
Yes, absolutely.
And must have been, more difficult than ever to, live up to par.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
And in those final months after this album came out, he was still recording. He was still writing songs.
I had a friend who had brain cancer, Paul. Remember Paul?
Mm-hmm.
And he knew he was going to die, but on the other hand, he was still trying to learn songs. He was still trying to better himself. He was trying to learn. I think he was trying to learn "Thank You" by Led Zeppelin on the guitar. The last times I really had a coherent conversation with him, and then within a week and a half, he was bedridden and couldn't even speak. And when I seen him the last time I saw him, and this kid was my best friend, and one of them anyway, and everyone was crying, boo-hoo, oh my gosh. And I said to him, well, look, I'm getting he worked with me too. I said, we'll get the shop ready, and what we're going to do is I want to do this, and I got some invoices you to write up, and give him a whole list of things I needed done on Monday. I left it with that. And he had the biggest smile on his face. Because it wasn't a defeat. It wasn't it wasn't you dying, and because I believe in miracles. You never know. I mean, it's a long shot, right? And, you could pray, he call you up Monday and say, where, Don, you got those invoices for me? I'm here at the shop. Where are you? You know what I mean? I'm running late. I'll get you some coffee. You want a coffee? Oh, yeah, give me a coffee, give me a regular, give me a bagel or something, You just wishing that phone call came through.
Yeah.
So, that's what that album reminds me of. Just human, just not going down in defeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all gotta die. You know what I mean? At some point.
That entire album.
Yeah.
Is just an example.
It's just emotionally satisfying that he was able to put that product out. You know what I'm saying? Right to the bitter end, he protected his product, like I was talking about last week, as far as products and services. He made sure he put a good Queen album out.
Definitely a recommendation. Queen, Innuendo. That's our
Queen
music.
In general, I think.
Queen in general. Yeah.
I think everybody loves Queen.
Queen in general is a recommendation.
Anybody listening, even I'm in my 50s, you're in your 20s.
Mm-hmm.
We have people here in their late 50s, 60s. Some people, and other people in the 70s, and they all can relate to this one particular band.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's do a quick sports segment before we take our commercial break. So, first off, high school football, because a lot happened in high school football this past week. If you were following it this past week, it was a very good week when it comes to sports, high school football. So there was a couple of big games, which finished off the season because these are the Super Bowl games. So there was 8 of them in total. It started on Wednesday in Division 8. Randolph defeated Hull 20-14. And that was a very good game. Final in Division 7, Cohasset versus Wakana, 27-12. Cohasset beating them. Division 5, Swampscott versus North Reading. Swampscott winning 14-7. On Thursday, Division 3, Marblehead 35, North Attleboro 28. Division 1, Springfield Central versus Central Catholic. Springfield Central winning that one in the big Division 1. Division 2, Catholic Memorial 42 to King Philip's 18. Division 6, Rockland 23, Abington 13. Division 4, Scituate 14, Duxbury 13. And in the Voc, small school Voc title game, the Blue Hills team defeated Neshoba Valley 52-51. Very close game, high scoring and very close. So that is your high school football Super Bowl games and scores for this past week. Happened over a 3-day period. Those games took place at Gillette Stadium, of course, except for the small school Voc Bowl. That did not take place at Gillette Stadium, I believe. I'm not exactly sure where it took place, but I don't think it took place in Gillette. Anyway, that is your sports segment for today. We are going to take a quick commercial break. You're going to hear from Williams Trading Post. We have a new commercial up here for Williams Trading Post. You're going to hear from them, and you're going to hear from Bridgewater Martial Arts as well during this commercial break. So we'll be right back. All right.
That was a good segment, Queen.
Yeah.
This holiday season, visit Williams Trading Post. They have everything you need for the season. They sell Christmas trees, garlands, fresh cut
Yeah,
presents,
I like that.
gifts, and much more. Their antique shop has the perfect gifts for Christmas. Visit them at 556 Wareham Street, Middleboro, or call 508.
Okay, so we are going to talk about. Well, we're gonna do your rant first.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then I want to talk about this funny story with the horse that was running on the highway in Taunton.
So, really?
Yeah,
Where'd you find that out?
that.
Did you just look it up?
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
I'll
And then there is some construction updates in Middleboro. Glass Square in Middleboro is going to be done this spring. I want to talk a little bit about that.
Well, you're right on the money as far as, you know, that's something you get better at as far as
commercials.
Go off at, right at 8. No, not 801, at 802.
I know.
I'm going to joke about that before we hop there, because I'm going to talk about Hogan. My buddy, Dave, you know what I mean? Gosh, will be like Dave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can join or support.
What do we got here for the commercials today?
2-2.org.
A lot of commercials.
Hi, this is Martha Clopin, your host for Medicare Moment with Martha. Each week,
God,
we
a lot of
present the
commercials.
latest information on health, legal, and lifestyle issues that affect you and your family. It's fascinating, fast-paced, and fun as we explore all aspects of the Medicare maze. So join me for a Medicare Moment with Martha, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM, WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car.
These take a while.
We are a direct
Huh?
repair shop.
A lot of commercials.
That's good, though. That's a successful show.
It is good,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
583-1495. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Friday.
Check that.
Call them today. You will not forget to do it.
You gotta start.
508-583-1495.
Everything's due at the end of the month, right? Everybody, right?
At the end of next month.
Yeah. This month. December.
Yeah, at the end of this month, yeah.
You gotta start,
Yeah.
Sunday from noon
bumping into these guys and see if they want to hurry up. If they don't,
Yeah, after the new year, we'll do.
they should be paid and ready to go after the new year, Joe.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to say you want to. You got to tell them, hey, end of the month, 3 months is up. How everything work? You want to hurry up? And they'll say, come, you got to start getting.
Yeah, so I think everyone's up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Williams Trading Post will be up, but they won't be open come January.
Right, but Tom's, when they pick up, if they pick up again, Tom's picking you up.
Is he?
Yeah,
Is he
he's going to do one more time, and he says, if it doesn't pan out, that's it.
That's fine.
He owes you one more.
Okay.
3 months, so he'll go.
We're going to see him today, right?
Yeah, just remind him, April, May, June.
Talk to him today.
You know what I'm saying? Or May, June, July.
Whatever. Oh, so he's going to re-up for the spring?
Well, yeah. Either he's going to start April 1st, or he'll start May 1st.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
You kind of want to have a straggler because if, everyone, Jeff will probably keep you forever, but.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Martha will. Absolutely. Huh? And Martha will. Absolutely.
Well, I think so, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. That's a given.
Yeah. I think John, too. I think this can.
Good morning, everyone who's watching right now. Mike, Patrick's watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Seymour, Gagnetti.
Good morning, Danny Connor.
Oh. Who's Danny Connor?
I'm not sure.
That's cool. Thank you for listening, Danny.
Thank you for listening, Danny.
All right. We doing my rant?
Yeah, we're gonna do that right now.
Okay. I'll try to make it brief. All right.
And we are back here on Middleboro in review. Here on WVBF 1530 AM 99.7 FM. Today is December 5th. We're gonna give the mic over to Dawn for a few minutes.
And you're in charge. If I go too long, you just shut me off. Got a note here from Paul Laz. All right? On my side which is great. This puts a big smile on my face. Have a great show, Joey and Dawn. I'll be listening. Joe, take your dad to blank donuts. I can't mention the place because, I just can't. This is Paul. So he's listening. Thank you, Paul, for the nice note. I love little notes like this. I call them little love grams. You know what I mean? It's awesome. The big old note.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. And Joey, you're buying. Okay? Because you know me, right? I ain't reaching out my pocket for nobody. Quick rant. Everybody knows that zero emissions is what everyone's shooting for as far as vehicles, especially public transportation. I feel that the Mass legislator and there's a few senators and representatives that wanted that aspect as far as electric rail going down into Bedford and Fall River. It was important to them. It would have been a giant leap, I think, for Massachusetts as far as having electric trains flying down to this area. Taunton, New Bedford, Fall River would be main players, cities. I mean, they would be world known as far as that, I think, because of the location. And for a 50-minute ride from South Station to Fall River at 125 miles an hour, that's what people want in their transportation needs. They don't want to be sitting in traffic, and they don't want to be on slow trains, and they don't want to be on slow buses. They implemented a lot of battery buses as far as battery only, and the concept's good. But if it isn't proven, what happens is the whole idea of getting people on the trains and buses just evaporates. You need to win them over. You need to sell it to them. The T was doing really good before the pandemic. I mean, you ride the red line. Anybody who's rode the red line knows that it was bumper to bumper, shoulder to shoulder, standing on the subway. We're never going to see that again. And just by driving around Friday, trying to do my stops, deliver oil, traffic was insane. Absolutely insane. I haven't seen traffic like this in years, and I think people are returning to work, and they're not taking the T. They want to be in their vehicles. Two factors. They don't want to get sick. They don't want to catch. Number one, maybe people don't want to wear the masks. on the commute because a lot of people have to wear it all day, maybe. And number 3, it's not reliable enough. It's not a good product. So that's the problem. So if you implement something that's not proven and you have all these delays on breakdowns over emissions issues on equipment, you're going to lose what you're trying to gain as far as getting people to ride the train. Because if it's so bad on the schedule and every other thing, people aren't going to look back. You want more people to ride. You don't want to lose those people over delays. You don't want to lose those people over issues. A friend of mine worked in Quincy, lived in Wareham, commuted for years, and he took the train, Middleboro to Quincy. And this guy's Coast Guard, and he's a school teacher. He's never late. School teachers are never late. Doesn't want to be late. You know Bill. Bill is not late for nobody. He shows up an hour early, just not so he isn't late. So he's on the 5 o'clock train. Doesn't have to be to work at 8. Well, when the emissions problem started, which is really was recognizable as far as the people who lived around the train yards. And I think Jack was talking about that on Middleboro Matters on Thursday. I was listening, and they were talking batteries and whatnot. Those trains were going in cold, meaning they were starting to implement that law, or I think there was some pressure on the T at that point in time, because in the wintertime they used to run the trains all night, but they'll be coming in cold. And they'd be freezing trains, and there was major delays, those breakdowns, and that's what drove my friend away from the T. They were unreliable, not just for that reason. Then what they were doing then, after they had those, this was we're talking 2015, 2016, they were starting this, because it's been a while, because this emission issue's been around for a long time. But a few times with late trains, and the one time he was on a 5 o'clock train and he just makes Quincy 5 minutes of 8. He was like, I'm done. I'm never taking the T again. It's just, he took it every day religiously in park. And then when he got his catalytic converter cut out and it cost him all the money to replace it, that was another, that wasn't the T's fault. But he happened to park in a corner, and there was a lot of thieves out there cutting out catalytic converters out of people's cars. So that's could happen anywhere. But you just don't want to lose your people. You want to get them. You want everyone to ride the trains, but you need the trains and the buses to make sense. The schedules have to make sense, and the trains need to move. You can't be going 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour delayed all the way. So infrastructure's built. I just think it needs some more improvements. People if they go into Boston, they want to go 80 miles an hour into Boston the whole way. Figure it out. New York, Long Island Railroad has figured that out. They have third rail. Okay, they do it. It runs through the neighborhoods on their grade crossings. Put a big sign up. Keep people off the tracks. If you want to wander on tracks. I don't know. It's just, you're not going to have a robust transportation because you're worried about safety. I think you should worry about safety. I think you should put all the signage up and all the fencing, everything you need to do to deter people. But you still need to get people into Boston at 80, 90 miles an hour. And that's when it will wake up. That's my rant.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don.
A little longer than I should have?
No.
Yeah.
No. Thank you, Don.
Okay.
It's very important.
Well, it is important. What do you think, Joe, as far as...
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the infrastructure. I just think I think Massachusetts lost out not having the electric rail going to Fall River and New Bedford and cutting through town here. I think they lost out. That was visionary as far as, that was the first step.
Yeah.
Okay? And the Senate, the Mass senators and the Mass representatives who were for that were they were cutting edge. They just knew the future. Okay? And the electric trains, okay? Even the new diesel trains that commuter rail have, they're having emission problems. If anyone notices on the new trains, if you ever look at the front, you can see where the exhaust is. It's all stained. It looks like it's in need of a paint job. I was talking to somebody who actually works on the trains, and he says, yeah, they're having major emission problems on the newer trains. So they throw these emission, but why not go with electric? We have stations on the Northeast Corridor. Why don't we have at least 1 or 2 electric trains that run the Northeast Corridor? Okay, they've run a train to TF Green, okay, and then on to the last stop is Whitford Junction in Rhode Island, but they don't have a cable under that. Amtrak doesn't stop at TF Green. There's only 6 to 8 trains a day. They build this whole system for people to take the train to TF Green, and they don't have enough trains, and the Amtrak doesn't cover it. So they build the infrastructure, but they don't set up the schedule. They don't make it user-friendly. That infrastructure's built. Yay! Make it work for the people.
Yes, agreed, for sure. Thank you, Don, for the...
No, sorry for taking the whole show up.
For the weekly rant.
Well, it's not a rant. It's just common sense.
Yes,
I love public transportation. I think it's a great thing, but I know you got to move on.
All right. Construction at Glass Square. There's been some construction at Glass Square in Middleboro. It's going to be completed this spring. This spring it should be complete. And that's been going through some major reconstruction over the past few months. It used to be Everett Square. It was renamed to Glass Square. Repaving and reconfigurations of the roadways leading into the square have been completed. And new sidewalks have been installed. And there's also a special mini park that is being established in honor of the memory of World War I casualty John F. Glass, Jr. Middleboro's Nearby Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2188 is named after John Glass. The square over the years has been carrying off and on the name of Everett Square by many local residents, but research showed that the square had been named Glass Square by a town meeting in 1929. In fact, the street in front of the town hall was also renamed as Nickerson Avenue at the same meeting. The avenue, which was named in honor of Sergeant Simon L. Nickerson, for whom the town's American Legion 64 is also known. This article goes on here a little bit. So that is some good news that the Glass Square construction is going to be done this spring. A lot of construction, a lot of improvements happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns as well. And I think that's good. Not done. Your thoughts?
You said that town meeting was in 1929?
1929.
Wow. And they're just getting around now? So. That's good. I give it better late than ever.
Yeah.
That's good. That's where exactly is Glass Square anyway?
Everett Square.
Oh, Everett Square. All right.
Or well, it used to be Everett Square.
It's called Glass Square now. Yeah.
I don't know. I have to look at the map. I have to look at a map of Middleboro, and I could tell you.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the.
Oh, you said it's in Nickerson Ave. Nickerson Ave is near the town hall.
It's the town hall. Yeah, near the town hall. Yeah.
Okay,
so that area.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, so it's the town. I love that that row, the little merchant walkway from Main Street to the town hall. It's a little walkway.
Well, no, I mentioned the VFW, and the VFW is near. Unless there's 2 VFWs, but
no, usually
the VFW is
one. Town usually has one.
The VFW is near one of the gas stations.
The
train station. Near,
right.
Well, not the train station, but near the tracks.
Yeah, right.
So that's where it is.
Yeah,
that's Used
But
to be
the
in
end,
square.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
that's where it is.
No, that's great. It's still, that's, I think, as far as the town of Middleboro is concerned, they're definitely honoring our veterans. As far as you take a walk to town hall and you walk through that veteran memorial park, it's one of the best ones I've ever seen in the state.
Yeah.
As far as every conflict we've had, and it's whoever planned that and designed that, it was brilliant. And I'd say anybody who has a time to walk to Middleboro Town Hall and check out the Memorial Park, the Veteran Memorial Park, it's just fascinating. You used to do a lot of concerts there. You'd film them from that cam. And I'd walk around and I'd spend an hour reading all the names and go, it's all the different Revolutionary War to Civil War to Mexican-American War to the Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, during freedom, everything. The first Gulf War, Somalia. I think there's a Somalia thing in there. I believe. I thought I saw it counted everything. It didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
So Mexican Revolution, I believe, was in there too, maybe.
So here's a funny story. I looked this up. I saw this, heard something about it online on Facebook, and I looked this up. A horse was briefly on the loose on a highway in Taunton Tuesday. This happened last week. The agency tweeted that the drama unfolded. The state police tweeted that the drama unfolded around 11:15 a.m. when troopers from the Middleboro barracks, along with MSPCA cops, Taunton police officers, and Mass DOT personnel, responded to Route 140 for a horse running in the highway. First responders and officials gained control of the horse using a leash supplied by a state police canine trooper. And it's just a funny story. There's pictures here of the horse and its owner. That's really funny. It was around the area of Route 140 southbound, exit 19. So that's an interesting story there. It's not every day that you hear about that or see it. If you're on a highway, that's an interesting sight to see.
I saw something like that way back in 1995. I was delivering oil, and I was parked on, it was in Halifax, Oak Place, like a dirt road. And I was writing up the ticket, writing up the bill for the people. And I'm sitting there writing, and I look up, and then there's this white horse like staring at me right in front of my truck. Just looking at me. I thought it was an omen. I thought it was something from the heaven or something. So, and then the thing ran away. I did call I think I remember calling the police and say, hey, there's got a horse running around here on Oak Place. It was Oak Place right off of Oak Street in Halifax, little dirt road. Anybody who lives in Halifax knows what I'm talking about, but he came out of nowhere. It was like, I don't know. It was like, he's just staring at me. Like, I look up. I just finished doing my paperwork. I look up, and there he is in front of my truck. I was like, wow. And this happened years ago. This happened in 1995, and I still remember it like it was yesterday.
All right, 7:43 a.m. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Middleboro in Review on 1530 a.m., 99.7 FM. And also, you can listen to Middleboro in Review on YouTube.
You all caught up on YouTube?
I have a couple of weeks where I have to post, but I am pretty much caught up, yes. I have a YouTube channel, Middleboro in Review. You can catch pretty much every Middleboro in Review show.
How's this for the concept? This show, do today.
Yeah,
so people can listen today.
Yes.
You're like, listen to us on YouTube, and then it's like...
Yeah.
And then they're watching...
Listen to most of the shows that we do here.
But I think you should update it.
Yeah.
If you're saying I'm YouTube,
working on it.
You should do it. You should start with today's show.
Yes, I'm going to be working on it.
I think we talked about this before.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna be working on it.
In depth.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to be working on that.
All right.
So,
As Jack said, you got to pay the bills.
yeah, Middleboro in Review on YouTube, Middleboro in Review on Facebook as well, where you can catch us live here on the Facebook. And got some people tuning in today on the Facebook as well. And, yeah, that's about it. Also, we have a Gmail email account, Middleboro in Review. You can send us an email, middleboroinreview@gmail.com. You can send us an email, comments, questions, or a story you want us to talk about. All right, so that will do it for that. You're listening to Middleboro in Review, 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We'll be right back. I hope if I turn that up. There we go.
Do you fade in?
What?
Meaning, if they're listening when you the music, when you go back in,
I try to. Yeah, I try to. I don't always.
Who does that perfectly? Jim, he figured that out.
Yeah, Jim. Yeah.
You should start working on that. It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
As a listener. You fade it in.
Yeah.
Do you do it or you don't care?
I try.
Meaning you try, meaning
I
what?
try to.
Meaning
Yes.
what? You can't do it or you don't want to do it or what?
I don't always do it.
So the the consistency isn't there, that's what I'm saying?
No.
So you're not, the roast beef you want today isn't going to be the roast beef you get tomorrow. Is that what it's telling?
Well, I mean, that's
Yeah.
a given anyway. It's food.
Yeah.
That's a given anyway. It's
What do
food.
you have? White
but,
cheese one day and then orange cheese the next, and Swiss the next day?
I mean, that's food. I mean, that's a totally different thing. That's a given. That you're going to get something different every single day. It's food.
Right.
I mean, food is not made the same way every single day. I don't think it is. That'd be quite boring.
No, but the fade should work on that because I like it. I think Jim got it. Jim got it down. Like listening to him.
Yeah.
He's got it down nice. And and you're supposedly a teacher.
Yeah. All right. 63. All right.
To reduce the risk of becoming infected with a virus that causes COVID-19, including the Delta variant, and potentially spreading it to others.
Have about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're running on schedule as far as everything, huh?
Yeah.
If they're in an area of substantial or high transmission,
I got
you might choose to mask
2 Today in Histories. I can do Today in Histories now.
Yeah, do them early. Because it doesn't seem like you're rushing to get them at the end. And then you can just kind of fade
And then we'll
off.
have a few minutes to talk about something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about something.
St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents.
Yeah, maybe do the South Coast Rail.
You should reach out to
Let me get South
Ray.
Coast. Yeah, let me get South Coast Rail up because we can do that.
Directly across the street from
We
St.
can do that.
Church in downtown Middleboro.
I can do
Yeah,
that.
I'd say just do a short version of that. I want to get to you.
In our service area. And many of them come to us.
Yeah, any new updates I'll do.
This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers, and temporary lodging. For more information, go to svdbmiddleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Hi, this is District Attorney Tom Quinn. My family and I would like to wish you a happy and healthy holiday season. Unfortunately, the holiday season also comes with some potential danger. That danger comes from drinking and driving. I urge everyone to please be responsible this holiday season. Please drink responsibly and please designate a sober driver or call a taxi. Don't let tragedy ruin your holiday celebrations. Drive safe and drive sober. Thank you.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad.
Okay, we got
Many members continue to serve.
a couple of birthdays today.
Several serving in combat areas now.
Couple of big ones.
And or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year.
We got one Massachusetts today in history.
Veteran care facilities
Okay,
and
good.
veteran
One
charities.
Massachusetts today in history.
Combat Veteran
Nice.
Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support.
I've been trying lately. I've been trying to, when I do my today in histories and stuff like that.
Try to get a Massachusetts.
I try to get a Massachusetts today in history.
That's good.
I try to get a couple of birthdays from famous people who lived in Massachusetts or were born there.
That's good.
And just stuff like that. Just related stuff. Alright. Alright, and we are back here on Middleboro in Review. It is 7:50 as I turn Dawn's mic back on.
Oh, boy. I think I took half your show up ranting about the transportation items.
Move our attention to today in history. We'll do a little bit early. We have two today in histories to talk about today. 1775, at Fort Ticonderoga, Henry Knox begins his historic transport of artillery to Cambridge, Massachusetts. Henry Knox, of course, is I believe it's the first Secretary of War under the new United States in the Washington administration, the George Washington administration. I believe he was the first Secretary of War. 1848, California Gold Rush. In a message to the United States Congress, U.S. President James K. Polk confirms that large amounts of gold had been discovered in California. A lot of interesting things happened in James K. Polk's administration. He got a lot done. I mean, the gold rush happened in pretty much right around his administration. He got a lot done. Getting California admitted into the to the Union, or at least getting California in there, getting Texas in there as well. A lot of good things happened under the Polk administration. He is definitely one of the presidents that I don't think enough people talk about. James K. Polk. Birthdays. Yep. Yes, Don.
No, I'm sorry. He's the Manifest Destiny president.
Yes.
I think it was more of other than Louisiana Purchase by Thomas Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like the most as far as land being emitted. I think he was number 2.
Yes. Okay, birthdays. 1901, Walt Disney, the famous Walt Disney, co-founded the Walt Disney Company. Disney, there's a couple of different places you can go when it comes to Disney. There's Disney World, Disneyland. One's in California, the other one's in Florida. Walt Disney, a big name in animated movies, and not just animated movies, live action films as well. He made a lot of kids smile. He really did.
You know what? I'm pretty sure it was definitely Disney. The Herbie the Love Bug was something that was the mid '60s, late '60s, '70s, and it was Kurt Russell's first. Kurt Russell was in most of them, which is funny. I mean, you talk Kurt Russell, Snake Plissken, you know what I mean? He's always played some pretty edgy parts, later on.
I mean, there's a lot of great actors who are huge, and they were in Disney movies.
Right.
They were in Disney movies.
Yes, and Herbie the Love Bug, I think it was, I'm not sure how many were. There was quite a few of them.
Yep.
And that was good. That was that was a fun-loving, great idea of a little Volkswagen that comes to life.
Mm-hmm.
The imagination of the writers, remind me of children, because children have the great imaginations.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what comes out of their mouths as far as imagination, fantasy. So, I mean, that, whoever the writers were, that was brilliant. So, and that's what I grew up with as a kid, too. So, that's fond memories.
Yeah, and Disney is still a massive company. They made a lot of waves.
Oh, Star Wars franchise.
They made a lot of waves when they acquired the Star Wars franchise
doing really well
made
with
those 3 films.
You know what? Just talk about the 3 films, too, and how just talk that they want Lucas to come back and do those movies over. Like, why? Well, there's nothing wrong with those 3 movies that came out.
There is nothing wrong with those films.
Those
there is nothing wrong with those
good
films.
movies.
There is nothing wrong with those
films.
films.
If you're going to do something new. If George Lucas wants to come back, do something new.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
I love George Lucas, but he waited how many years to do a new movie? I know he did.
Too long.
Yeah, I know he did the Indiana Jones stuff, okay, which was good, and he did some other stuff. But 1983, Return of the Jedi was released, so we didn't have a Star Wars movie until 1999.
We didn't have a Star Wars movie for 16 years, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Which is unacceptable, I think.
That's why Star Trek really.
Because it was making so much money.
Right.
It was making so much money.
Exactly. So Star Trek.
And then not having anything for 16 years.
Right.
Hurts.
And then Star Trek has like 4 or 5 movies in between there. That's why Star Trek did so well, because there was no competition. There was no Star Wars.
Well, having a really good actor in there in your lead role helps as well.
In what, the newer
movie? In Star Trek. Having
William Shatner?
No. The other guy. What's his name?
You're talking about Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
Well, that was the next generation. 87 that came out.
Okay.
So, that came out in 87, and then they had a spin-off. They had Deep Space Nine. I think that came out in 91, I believe, and then Voyager came out in like 93.
It's still Star Trek.
Oh yeah, it's all the same universe.
Having Patrick Stewart in there helps because he's a massive name.
It's funny. I've talked to people too, and people and I ask them, what do you think of like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek?
Yeah,
and you get two crazy answers. It's either, yeah, I like it, it's great, or, oh, they hate it. They hate the idea. It's called the Calvin timeline. It was changed. And they said this big thing to do, why the Calvin timeline was changed in the movies, and how can Leonard Nimoy be in, how can you have 2 Spocks? And, it's just like, and I think J.J. Abrams, he did 2 of the Star Wars movies, I think, didn't he?
2 Star Wars.
Yeah, and right, and then he did all those Star Trek.
He did Star Trek. Yeah,
I did all the Stars. It was like 3 of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did one of them at least.
With Chris Pine.
That I know of.
The one with Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Young Kirk or whatnot. I thought those actually. It's funny. The last movie I saw with my father before he passed away was the last Star Trek movie. He liked it, and he,
and Chris Pine does a good job.
Oh, sure.
All right, so we have 2 minutes.
7:58, right?
Let's continue here. 1932, Little Richard, American singer-songwriter, pianist, and actor. 1938, J.J. Cale, American singer-songwriter and guitarist, very influential in like the blues rock genre. Very, very influential. Eric Clapton.
Yes.
Eric
Clapton.
Yeah.
Did a lot of his songs.
Yes. And finally, for birthdays, we have 1947, Jim Plunkett, American football player and radio host, former quarterback who's played for many different teams. The Patriots, well, actually 3 different teams. The Patriots, 1971 to 75, San Fran from 76 to 77, and then he had a lot of success with the Oakland/Los Angeles Raiders from 78 to 86. He played 16 seasons. his final 8 were with the Raiders. So his first half of his career, he would play with the 49ers, and he played with the Patriots. And then he goes to the Raiders, where he wins 2 Super Bowls. He was probably one of the best quarterbacks of the 80s. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. No, well, he's in the College Hall of Fame. He is not in the Pro Hall of Fame. He is the only eligible quarterback with 2 Super Bowl wins as a starter to not be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Hasn't been inducted yet.
As Bill G would say, the alarm went off. 8 o'clock.
All right, deaths on this day. 1998, Albert Gore Sr., which is Al Gore's father, passed away on this day in 1998. American lawyer and politician. And finally, 2013, Nelson Mandela, South African lawyer and politician, the first president of South Africa, and also a Nobel Peace Prize recipient. All right, that will do it for today's program. I hope everyone enjoyed today's program.
I had fun doing today's program.
We'll be back 12/12/21 next Sunday.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Right on 8. Not 8:01.
8:50. It's 8 o'clock dot 50. 50 seconds. Or
So
whatever it
to
is.
do it right, you have to be
Have
done
to
at
be
8.
at 8.
All right, well, we'll work on that.
Whatever. It's okay.
No one's ever gave me any crap about that, have they?
No. I don't think anyone cares. But if you go like 4 minutes past, then that's
Yeah, but you gotta stay on that. You know what I mean? I mean, it just only makes it.
which I've never done. I don't do that. I don't go any further than 2 minutes after.
Yeah, you shouldn't even go 2 seconds after. Stay right on.
Well,
You know what I mean?
everyone else does it, so
Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to do it.
keep it consistent.
Be consistent. Oh, be consistent. Just phone 2 minutes over.
Yeah, everyone else does it.
Deceased on November 9th. Dr. Anthony
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Fox News.